My name's Miranda and welcome to another video. And today I'm going to be doing my TBR for the Asian Readathon next month. Or possibly based on when I post this month. It's in May. So for the month of May, Cindy from Read with Cindy is doing a themed readathon, the Asian Readathon, and there are 5 prompts for it. And it is encouraged for you to read books that are by Asian authors. For one of the prompts, at least read a book that has an Asian main character. There is a little bit of a twist to these challenges, so I will leave a link to the original video down below so that you can have a look if you're interested in participating. But for now, I'm just gonna do my TBR because I'm actually proud I managed to find some books to read. To be fair, 2 of them are rereads, but I take any excuse I can to reread them, so I'm gonna take this. Alright, so the first prompt is to read any book by an Asian author. So this one is a little bit of a freebie, and I'm going to read Rich People Problems by Kevin Kwan. I know I was going to read that as part of the Magical Readathon, but I know for a fact I'm not going to get to it. It is already April 23rd at this point, and I've only finished one of my books for that, and I'm going to finish a second either today or tomorrow, and then I might finish 2 more, and that's about it. So I already know I'm not going to get to that, so I'm going to read it for the Asian Readathon instead. And I can't say too much about this book. It is the final book in the Crazy Rich Asian trilogy, but it is essentially a continuation of Rachel Chu's adventures after she discovers that her boyfriend is from a very rich and influential Singaporean family. And I am very excited to finally finish this trilogy. I'm already anticipating the final book to be even more outrageous and opulent than the last 2. I'm pretty sure it's gonna go out with a bit of a bang, at least in the opulence department. Prompt 2 is to read a graphic novel that features an Asian character or is written or drawn by an Asian author. So this one kind of hits both of that. I'm going to read Volume 1 of From Far Away by Kyoko Hikawa. For those of you who have seen my Top 10 Old Favorites video, From Far Away is one of my all-time favorite manga series. I absolutely adore this series. So I thought I would include it in the Asian Readathon and I would read the first book. From Far Away follows a young girl by the name of Noriko who accidentally gets sent to a fantasy universe. When she arrives, she meets a warrior by the name of Izark, and she has to learn how to survive in this new world where she does not speak the language and she has no idea what's going on or how important she really is. Also kind of how dangerous. So the main character of this book is Japanese, and it is written by a Japanese author. I know there is an actual term for this. I'm gonna look it up. I know there's an actual term for a manga artist, but I never remember what it is. Mangaka? Mangaka. It is the Japanese word for manga artist. So I'm going to hope I said that correctly. But that is what I'll be reading for prompt 2. It is a reread for me, but I take any chance I get to reread this series. Prompt 3 is to read a book that features an intersectional Asian character or is written by an intersectional Asian identity. So to be fair, I did not know what to read for this prompt. I almost decided to reread Girls of Paper and Fire, but I kind of want to wait until a little bit closer to when the sequel's published to reread it. So thankfully, Read with Cindy had the great idea of putting together a list of recommendations. So I went through the list and I found a book that caught my attention, and it is also on my online library so I can borrow it to read for this readathon. And that is Not Your Sidekick by C.B. Lee. Not Your Sidekick follows a young girl by the name of Jessica Tran. So Jessica comes from a rather impressive lineage of superheroes, but it seems she is doomed to a life without superpowers. One day, while searching for something to put on her resume, she stumbles upon a paid internship. However, this paid internship is being provided by the supervillain of her hometown. She still takes it as she will get to work with her crush Abby, and it is a way for her to spite her parents who are superheroes. However, this internship suddenly takes a very dangerous turn, and she uncovers a plot that may be more than any villain or superhero can handle. Alright, I really hope I gave that description some justice. I think this sounds fantastic. I've been really wanting to read one of these superhero books that have been coming out lately, especially after I read Vicious. But most of them are not available on my online library, so I haven't quite been able to get my hands on any of them. So when I came across this, I wanted to read it in a heartbeat. It sounded like a lot of fun, and it also kind of makes me think of that movie Sky High, that Disney movie that Okay, I really only remember Kurt Russell was in it. But I absolutely love that movie. I think it is a lot of fun. It is one of those just fun to watch movies. It's a little weird. And because of how much it makes me think of Sky High, I have a really good feeling that I'm going to love this book. I already know I'm going to have a ton of fun reading it. All right, and for the fourth prompt, you are to read a book by an Asian author that was written in their native language. That can also include books that have been translated. So I'm going to read a Korean manhwa called Legend of Reread by Hwang. I'm very sorry if I mispronounced that. This is also a reread for me. I read this many, many years ago. It's probably within my top 10 favorite mangas slash manhwas. It doesn't have the smoothest storytelling, but I enjoy it anyway. Legend of Reread takes place in ancient Greece, and it follows a young girl who is chosen for 1 year after winning a competition to be the warrior of Poseidon. However, just before the competition, a seer from the city of Athens, or the area of Attica, has told the queen that the warrior of Poseidon will bring about a disaster, which is a false prophecy he gave to save his own skin. As such, she is now in danger because everyone essentially wants her dead. I will only be reading volume 1, however, I might end up just reading the entirety of the series because, like I said, I enjoy it so much. I'm probably going to do that with From Far Away as well. But while this is not exactly one of the best written manhwas I've ever read, I think it is a lot of fun. It is a very out there sort of interpretation of ancient Greece. I'm pretty sure majority of it is rather inaccurate. My specialization is not ancient Greece, so there's only so much I know for sure. But it is a fun little read. I enjoyed immensely, and I'm looking forward to rereading the first volume. And then the final prompt, prompt 5, is to read the group book, and that is 1,000 Beginnings and Endings by Ellen O. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get to this one because it looks like there's a bit of a wait list for it for the online library, so this is the only one I probably won't get to. It would be nice too because it does sound like a really good book. 1,000 Beginnings and Endings is a collection of 15 short stories that is based on folklore and mythology from Asia. I don't always really like short stories, but I am interested in reading these, so I would like to get to it at some point. I just don't know if I'll be able to get to it for this readathon because there is quite a wait list. Although maybe if I'm lucky, the wait list is now gone down. So this is my TBR for the Asian Readathon in May. I'm looking forward to these books. I'm looking forward to rereading some old favorites of mine, and I'm looking forward to finishing the Crazy Rich Asian trilogy, and I'm really looking forward to Not Your Sidekick. I think that book is going to be so much fun and I'm gonna get so much joy out of reading it. And as I said, I will leave the original video linked down below if you are interested in seeing exactly what this readathon is about and if you're interested in joining. And also if you're interested in seeing the Google Docs with recommendations, if you do want to join and don't really know what to read for some of these categories, there are some fantastic titles included on that list. Many of which will be added to my TBR shortly for the future. I'm just not brave enough to add them yet because my TBR is already very long. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you want to see more videos by me, both bookish and travel related, please be sure to click that subscribe button down below. And I'll see you next time. Bye!